We got the man, the myth, the legend, the YouTube superstar, a good friend of mine, Kolt Gene.
Who wrote these questions? You did, didn't you?
Yes, of course I did.
We weren't even thinking that. We're like, man, this Beaver, damn, these stupid Beavers building this thing on not our property.
My dog went full pin with this fan on the back and sent that trailer to Mars, dog.
My best friends watched me roll my folder over in the pond. Didn't help at all.
I'm really excited about this collab.
All right, here we go again. Another checkers or wreckers, and then, Old Faithful's here with us, Quinton.
Always, baby.
Fresh off of more scraps, more run-ins with the law, all of that. But special guest today, we got the man, the myth, the legend, the YouTube superstar, a good friend of mine, Kolt Gene.
What up, y'all?
In the house.
We don't have one of those buttons for claps for the audience.
So we got to do it ourselves.
We literally got
low budget.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. And
nice mics, though.
For anybody that doesn't know, Kolt Gene is like the Florida version of us. A little trashy, not any classy.
Yeah, I'd say about.
Mud rider.
Yeah.
Social media creator, like all kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
How do you summarize yourself? How would you describe yourself?
Myself.
Informally, how would you tell somebody what you do?
I just have fun, really. But that's my main goal. But I just go out and kind of film my life when I ride. I have a different life as well.
Yeah.
But my riding content is most of my life, so I film that. So
which is kind of how we cross paths. But you have like where we do a little more like edited, like kind of storytelling. You're like full on vlog, start to finish, adventure. Let's go.
Yeah, mine's raw. I don't really have a plan. I mean, some of the builds I do are kind of planned, but even those are just kind of like raw footage, just kind of put in a certain order, mainly right in order, but with certain jokes I can bring up old stuff, like remember this with my buddy, certain clips like that. As to me, is more of like a professional. You guys have like B-rolls and all this like really nice editing and skill, like, with the music involved and everything. There's a lot to it, whereas mine's a little bit more raw, a little bit more like just my true self, throw my comedy in it a little bit.
Which is always really fun to watch, man, because, it gets like a little more organic, a little more authentic feel to it of like you're following along while you're sitting here trying to explain something to us. And even if you're stumbling through it or like trying to figure it out while you're telling it, it's like you get a more organic feel for what you have going on. And what got you into that? Was it like you just decided?
Mud riding?
No,
or the YouTube.
Mud riding, I get. You grew up like we did in the swamps of Florida.
Yep.
Instead of Louisiana. But
did you own a Z71 Chevrolet?
No.
Okay.
You didn't. So what did you go?
Oh, wait. Yeah. No, I did. Yeah. What am I thinking? Hold on. Yeah. I've owned a couple, actually.
Okay.
How many of those have seen R to D without letting off?
No, I learned that early. Like, my first car was a 91 BMW 325i automatic. My sister actually gave it to me. It had a sunroof. It was nice, but, it was a convertible. When it rained, which it does a lot in Florida, you got soaked. It had no back window.
Hold on just a second. The convertible tops can come back up, right?
Yeah, but, after a while, they deteriorate and everything, and they get holes in them.
Something tells me his buddies were sitting on that thing when they had the top down, riding around town.
We had some fun in it, but yeah, I learned early not to do neutral dumps because I blew out the transmission in that pretty quick. I want to say like 4 months into having my license.
In the BMW?
In the BMW.
From doing neutral drops.
Did some mean neutral drops.
I don't think the BMW's made for neutral drops. So you're one of those people, you weren't a BMW enthusiast. You were the one that owns the BMW. You're like, nah, bro, this thing can overland.
Yeah. Yes, we were balling on my buddy's property and everything. I was keeping up with Toyotas and everything, drifting them around. I hit a curb one time, so every time I turned right, it sounded like a sledgehammer was banging up underneath.
Oh, so you were doing like takeovers, like city takeovers in this thing?
Yeah, just before like empty neighborhood, like
Did you ever
bonfires in the cul-de-sac, drifting around them? Yeah.
Did you ever blow anybody out of their shoes or de-pants them?
No.
With the rear quarter panel?
No, I didn't do that. Do y'all have a story about that or something?
What are you talking about? Every video online of those city takeovers.
Bro, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to start sending you the reels that me and Quinton send each other. So like it's a running joke now that getting blown out of your Jordans, because all of those city takeovers, or when somebody falls off of a street bike or somebody gets clipped by something, when they're doing like full donuts and clip somebody in the crowd, somehow it always peels their shoes off.
Yeah.
And so
all that force.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't tie their shoes. Like, I don't tie my shoes. So, like, unless I'm going to run, but when they aren't tied, I can slip out of them.
So you're saying if you got clipped by a BMW i35, you'd get blown out of your Jordans?
Yep. Yeah. Right off. Yep.
That's getting blown out of your Jordans. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So is that how your top got torn up on the BMW?
No, it was just Florida weather, man. The heat. It just deteriorated. It was a 91, and this was back in 06 or something like that.
And so this thing was a permanent convertible.
Pretty much. All right, so let's put it this way. I was taking this girl on a date to the movies, right?
Yeah,
she got all done up in makeup, everything. Picked her up from her house. We hop in the car, and as soon as we leave her house, it starts pouring rain. We're both soaked.
Naturally.
So we couldn't go to the movies anymore. So it ended up working out in my favor. We ended up going back to the house, which was better.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What'd y'all do?
We went to Blockbuster.
had to dry clothes.
We had to go to Blockbuster to get a movie.
This was before Netflix and
shit. It was Blockbuster.
And back blowouts.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever they called it back then.
Yeah. Back Blockbuster and blowouts.
Yeah.
Got it. So, like Quinn was saying, before you were doing like a lot of these rides on like the new Can-Ams, Outlanders, the Renegades, did you not do mud riding in pickup trucks?
No. I mean, all right, so my dad got me into mud riding and pickup trucks.
Yep.
So he had like a Toyota flatbed on 44s, all lifted up. He was bad to the bone back then.
Yep.
So, but I've been riding four-wheelers since I was a kid, and obviously that's a cheaper option to go. And I learned quick, like, I went through some transmissions and some motors pretty early. So I like straightened up. I was like, okay, these brake pretty easy. I need these to get A to B, so I need a toy to play with. So I got into four-wheelers. I ended up buying like a Honda Recon 250.
Of course you did.
Yep, and beat the crap out of that.
Two-wheel drive.
Oh, yeah. Threw some Vampires, some 27 Vampires on it. A little snorkel, forklift seat on the back so I can haul 3 people.
You talking about the no steer seat when you like it doesn't steer?
Yeah, yep. And so, yeah, we threw that on there, and it got down, but I ended up trading it in for a Honda. A new one.
Hold on, you went to the dealership and traded?
No, I sold it. My bad. No, I ended up getting my first new anything other than my Snap-on box.
Yeah.
But my first new anything was a 2015 Honda Recon, and I beat the crap out of it, blew it up in 6 months, and then rebuilt it, blew it up again, and then rebuilt it again. And by that time, my dad and my sister had bought Can-Ams, and we was out riding, and I'm back there on the Honda just trying to keep up, just like banging gears, and they just take off and dust me. So my sister felt bad. She goes, "You want to ride mine?" And it's brand new. I was like, "Nah." She goes, "Ride it, Colt. You have to." So I hopped on it and took off, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to trade this in."
Hey, it got you, right?
Yeah, I did that week, and that's when I got my 19 Outlander, and that's when it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about you saying you went from that Honda to the Can-Am? Me and Quinton talked about this yesterday. It was a couple years back. We had our Renegades. That's what we ripped on all the time. We got on this kick that we wanted to get smoke dogs, or like old Hondas to ride, old four-wheel drive Hondas. In our mind, when we talked, we were like, bro, you remember how bad like a Honda Foreman 400 was with Vampires? How much it would go through? Let's get those, snorkel them, and we can go through freaking anything. Yep. We took those things on one ride, sold all of them.
Really?
Dude, we were like, as a kid, we must have had a skewed perception of how bad to the bone these were, because they won't go through freaking nothing compared to Renegades and Outlanders.
Yeah. I mean, you got the power of the Renegade and the Outlander, so it's like so much easier. It's a lot more work on Honda. Yeah. For sure.
Quinton didn't really get to ride his that much.
Yeah, Dustin sold me one, and he was like, man, this thing was mint condition. Ended up needing a rebuild.
I don't think I said, did I say mint?
Yeah, pretty much. And it
It's about if you buy a used Honda, that's they've been beat on. Most of them have at least.
Not mine. Mine was one owner.
They're not fast enough. The first ride, the first ride we took them on, I think the reason we quit riding them is we used them to tear down a beaver dam on a guy's property where we were trespassing, and he didn't want the beaver dam tore down. My guess is he was hunting out of it, so we got caught. We high-centered them and sat there and spun the tires, axle hopping them until it literally, how many acres do you think that was water? Probably 6-7 foot deep, probably an acre or two, so a lot of water. We dug it until it tore itself out and it started flooding the rest of the property. Well, we get back on the high line and the landowner pulls up on us, and he's a sheriff, and they're not fast enough to get away from anybody, so we couldn't even run. I was like, yeah, if we're going to trespass and dig beaver dams, we're going to need to be on something fast enough to get away from the landowner.
We started to run, and then he just pulled up beside us and was like, hey, y'all want to stop real quick? And we're like, yeah, we better. But, dude, have you ever busted a beaver dam before?
No.
Oh, you talk about like riding through a trail, and you know when the lights come on and like it's angels singing, it's like, ah. When me and Quinton were out on Smoke Dogs and we saw that, it was like
pivotal moment.
Dude, it was like a level up. It was like 4 or 5 foot above where we were riding. And it was just a smooth, like you said, acre or two pond. And we were looking at the face of the beaver dam, but it wasn't too steep for us to get our front tires up on it. Yeah. So I bet we sat there for 2 hours, like trying to make a rut to climb it until we could hook our front tires over the top. And then, bro, we was doing full neutral drops. Second gear, and drop it so they would start chewing. And once we got the water flowing, gosh.
You just ate it away.
Dude. If you haven't watched videos of them scraping beaver dams and watching them flow out, the most satisfying thing ever to sit there and just empty a whole pond that feeds cows and waters a man's crops.
Turns it into doing a good deed.
Bro. Yeah, what does it cost to build a pond now? Tens of thousands of dollars
and equipment. And
we weren't even thinking that. We're like, man, this beaver dam, these stupid beavers building this thing on not our property.
Oh, yeah. So we went straight trespassing, and then you boys called us. And then we realized, because of the outlaw things we do, we got to have better than Hondas.
Yeah. You got to have something a little quicker than that.
We had to go back to big bikes for sure. For sure.
And then the next time we went back trespassing on our Can-Ams, my best friends watched me roll my four-wheeler over in the pond. Didn't help at all.
Well, we were trying to help. It was just real cold.
They stood on the bank and watched me as I'm yelling and holding the throttle. Hey, y'all, come on. And they're acting like they're about to jump. They're like, his head's going to go under any minute. And we can say it's too late. And that's what happened. My waders filled up, and I went under, and the bike came up, tires up, and that's the only thing showing. And they're standing there like, we were about to jump in. I'm like, bro.
This is 10-20 club, 10-20 club.
That's where it came from. That's the grass line.
Man, that's good stuff.
2 sayings came from that. First of all, we literally pulled that Outlander out of the pond and we got it back to the shop. Like a week later, he let it sit. A week later, started draining it, opened up the airbox. There was still a brim. Still a live brim in the airbox swimming around.
It went, because it had ITPs on it, I'll never forget. We had them pumped up to like 30 pounds. In wide open throttle, the bike wouldn't float enough, and it picks the nose up. But if you get on the side of it, it'll do circles fast enough to keep it up. So I just wide open throttle, and I'm spinning around like a washing machine. I'm like, every time I'm passing, I'm like, jump in! And it was freezing. And so my waders are filling up more and more and more until my head went underwater, and I'm holding the throttle wide open. Then I hear the bike cut off, and I'm underwater, and I can't touch bottom. And then I come back up, and the bike's upside down. They're like laughing. Him and Henderson are standing on the bank laughing. I'm so pissed.
But that's where joining the 10-20 club came from. That was the first time we kind of named it joining the 10-20 club. And then B, that's where we came up with saying we've got a couple of shirts and stuff that we go ride that say don't pass the grass line. And the reason it says that is like it was a super kind of shallow pond, felt good, and there was grass all the way out to a certain point. And then just past the grass line is where he is just...
That's where they had the Traco parked when they dug the pond. The Mexican deep end was right there past the grass line.
So now that's when we pull up to a grass line or a big hole, like, oh man, don't pass the grass line.
Yeah, you got to watch out when there's grass. My backyard's all grass, and like half of it's just... Like you can tell no one goes out there, and it's like, it's not deep, but it's soft. There's no bottom. So it's like, yeah, you can go out there. You won't sink or nothing, but you're going to get stuck. You're dropping down. But
I know you've done a bunch of mud riding, and you had to have been in a situation when Quinton passed that grass line and started going down. He did what he said. He jumped off the side in waders, went full tilt, and it would kind of hold itself up. It was freezing cold outside. And so we were like, all right, just give him just a second and that thing's going to go over. And my boy sat out there for like 15 seconds, wide open throttle, screaming, just making circles. And we were doing those pump fakes like, all right, we're coming. I'm going to go get the rope. You stay there, until they finally went. It was way longer than what we anticipated. Yeah. And then we just looked like bad friends because he just sat out there screaming.
All you can do is laugh at that point.
Yes.
Brand new bike.
Just rebuilt the motor.
Yeah, we restored it. I restored a Gen 1 Outlander. So it was like an 840, brand new painted plastics. Everything was powder coated. It was a nice bike. Had to rebuild it and then sold it. I was like, all right, I'm getting rid of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've torn some stuff up riding.
Oh, yeah.
As much as probably more than we have.
I don't know about more, but yeah, I've tore some stuff up.
Your dad was telling us you're pretty well known for blowing trannies.
No, actually, he is.
I didn't know exactly what he meant when he said that. Oh, bro, let me tell you how much this dude tears up. He's been telling me about this ride. Josh, how long do you think we've been talking about doing Mudstock?
It's been since Mud Nats.
Yeah, since Mud Nats. That's when we decided it, yeah.
So 3 or 5 months ago. When's Mud Nats? March? And this
was it March or April?
About that.
Around that time.
4 to 5 months we've been talking about this ride.
Yep.
He's coming down. We're going to do this. We're all going to go out there together. He shows up at the shop today. No front diff in the Defender. No front axles in the Defender. And a broken rear axle in the Defender. And so he's been knowing about this for 4 months now. And he shows up. He's like, hey, man, you want to help me fix my Defender? Bro, what have you been doing for 4 months before this ride? Showed up with everything.
I've been riding. Well, the last ride, I went to Hogwaller right before I flew out to Cali, and that's when everything broke. I brought the trailer, and I took it trail riding. That was my first mistake.
Hold on, you were pulling the trailer with the Defender?
Yeah.
Like a hayride?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you had like a gang. You had a gang of people on it as they broke their folders. Like, man, I'll just get on the trailer.
Well, there was actually one person on it at that point, but I was trying to get back to main trail, and I took like the worst possible trail to go through. It was a nasty trail alone, and then it had a big tree down over across it, and I'm not turning around and with that trailer, so I had to go over it. I went over it, broke a rear axle. Halfway over it. So I ended up crawling over it the rest of the way in 3-wheel drive, dragged the trailer over. I don't know what he did.
Let me go back because my boy had me dying at the BRP club show. So there was a dude out there that was a big fan of his, follows him on YouTube, social media and stuff like that. He's got this little pull behind sit on trailer that the dude insisted, like, I want to ride with you, man. I want to come. And Cole was like, well, you can ride in the trailer. My boy tells him his story of jumping the log, tearing the axle up, steps over. And we've talked about it. If you've ever sat on the back of a school bus, my dog went full pin with this fan on the back and sent that trailer to Mars, dog.
I didn't see him. I didn't look back, right?
Bro, he got so high he disappeared out of rearview mirror view.
Dude, I don't know. I asked him once we got out. I knew I couldn't let off. I had to stay in it. There was only one option. So when I got up to dry, I hopped out. I was like, how was that ride? He goes, it was good. I didn't know if he was just being nice or if I actually flung him. But I know he was holding on after that, like real tight. So.
No harnesses. What kind of seats are these on this thing?
These are just bench seat. One of them pops up and there's a cooler underneath.
So like wood or...
wood with cushion. I got it nice. It's nice, a little leather on there, you know.
So suspension seats.
No, it's got some nice trailing arms on it though. It's set up right because
I was thinking he was on a leaf sprung trailer.
No, this is actually really smooth. Like it's a nice, pleasant ride.
Except when we hits the bump stops and
No, even then it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. I was running over stumps that because my side-by-side's wider than the trailer. So I was like hugging the stumps with like my front right. So I knew the trailer was going to hit it. Yep. And there's just like a row of them. So I just went through and I was flying about 30. And, you know, they're about a foot tall. And I pull over and I was like, yo, how was that? He was like, good, actually. Like, it took it well.
But to be honest, do you think he would have said anything else besides he was having the time of his life?
No,
He's
yeah.
like, you built
Like-
this? No, man, it rode good.
Yeah. I mean, I was pretty confident it was smooth because I was actually watching him that time, and it looked like he was, he wasn't bouncing
you
around.
literally guinea pig this dude on your suspension test.
Because you've never ridden on it.
No,
right?
I have.
You have. Zach,
I have.
can you confirm that this thing rides good or definitely not?
Oh, it rides good.
It does ride
Dude,
good.
he's like my test dummy. I've tested to make sure. All right, Zach, we got to find out if it's gonna flip or not. Them too, actually. They're like, okay. They love the trailer.
Y'all both try.
They're about the trailer.
Dude, we need to build a trailing arm trailer. You know
Sounds
what I'm
Yeah,
like it.
you
Both
need
of
to.
y'all try this stuff out before he puts it
That was the
into.
first test dummy.
It was.
Yeah. Oh no, actually, my dad and her dad were the first test dummies,
Oh, that's
and I took them on a ride. This was before the bench seat. They were straight up sitting on 2x4s across, like just barely on there, and there's no floor, no nothing. We took it for a test drive, and the pin wasn't in my hitch.
Oh, it wasn't. Yeah.
Dude, I was going like, and there was one point I was like, all right, we're gonna do a speed run, and on the way back,
God.
we went about like 35, 40 miles an hour, but through the trails, tight trails, that's,
Oh my.
you got the trees coming at you.
Yeah,
That's
if you come
fast,
to
you're
a
moving.
dead stop.
Yeah. So we got back, and that's when we noticed there's no pin in it, and
Oh, it made it.
yeah, it made
Okay.
it. Yeah, it did good. Trailer's solid, dude. I don't know what I'm doing at all, but it worked out perfect.
And then,
Yeah.
dude, if we're gonna build a trailer, have y'all seen those ones where they turn a rear differential up vertical to where the yoke is pointed upwards and they put that? chair
Oh
on?
nope,
Yeah, you talking about where you have
Yep.
4-to-1 speed gear ratio?
I'm not getting on that.
Yes.
Nope, not getting on that.
Dude will literally peel your head over backwards on those.
Yeah, that'll de-shoe you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
That's
the
a bad idea.
That's right. We'll put lockouts.
you should
on
build a trailer though.
It. We'll put lockouts on it so you can freewheel or lock it in.
Build one for the long bed.
We should.
Did
Build
you,
one to match the long bed.
You took trailing arms off
do
like
that.
the side by side or something?
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, well, Outlander.
and use
Super ATV, 6-inch lift. So they like sit out behind, like the wheels sit out like almost right under the passengers.
Yeah.
in the
Far back
back.
as you can go.
Yeah, as far back. Now it makes the tongue heavy, but it rides smooth. And all you do, you use a factory Can-Am bolt that goes right through. You can use normal factory swing arms actually too. So
Dude, that's sweet.
it works great.
Maybe we should put an X3
easy.
setup on one.
long trail arms.
Really get some
Oh
good trail out of
yeah.
it.
But he
That'd
would
be
have a
sick.
higher approach angle because of the steepness of the arms.
Yeah, because
For
they're a lot
log jumping.
shorter. Yeah, so you'd really drag some trailing arms with our trailer.
The thing would be to do is
Ours would be like a desert trailer, right?
do
High
a
speed
set
on
of portals and take out the gears you don't need in it and have them drop down so you have the trailing arms come back to it and they're high clearance and
Let
really
it
punk his trailer.
it. Yeah.
I don't know. I got some plans for mine too. So.
I know you're going to build that. I should have even told you that. Next time he's going to show up like, hey, look at these 10-inch boxes on this
I'm
thing.
gonna
that I
call it
came
Super
up-
ATV. Hey,
that I
watch this
came up-
podcast real quick. I gotta beat them.
Whatever they order, I want better.
Yep. I want 8s.
Oh, man. All right. So I grew up without TV.
shit.
I don't know anything about you. So the
I had TV. The tube, and then we eventually upgraded to the flat. But I grew up in Florida. Shoot, I don't know what this. I wasn't into sports. I skated for a little bit. I was. To be honest with you, I was a partier.
Yeah.
Like I
You
wasn't
look like
big on
Project
school.
X.
Yeah,
If
I was.
somebody was on the
Let's put it this way: my 18th birthday, we threw a big bonfire with the DJ, and someone was going to perform that night. There's 10 kegs. There's a bunch of bottles.
Oh, wow.
And
Bottles of what?
there's like 350 people that showed up.
Bottle-
what
And
year?
it-
What year birthday was this?
18th.
Oh, not 21st.
Yeah.
10
No,
kegs
that's what I meant to
at
say. My 21st.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're good.
And
Is there a statute of limitations with stuff like this?
I meant to say that.
Has it been
I meant
long
to say
enough?
that. Yeah. But it was a good party. It got shut down pretty quick because it was like behind a nursing home. It was my buddy's property, but it was behind the nursing home.
It was his
It
buddy's
was like
property.
20 acres behind there. So there's a helicopter. They had shotguns, dogs, the whole nine, ambulance, everything. They shut it down. We ended up bouncing it to 2 different places after that, and they shut down every single one because there were so many people.
There was.
Yeah.
And that was just for your birthday.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
get the word out.
yeah, they just like to party. I can just call it my birthday, but yeah, we were throwing this.
My boy went
it
over
just-
to a
the
concert,
word
a
got
Morgan
out.
Wallen
It's my
concert.
birthday.
Yeah.
It was my birthday party, but you know, just word gets out quick. We're like big party, invite everyone because we had a whole field.
What city? What city you from?
Winter Garden.
My boy went to Jason Aldean in Winter Garden.
Yeah.
And said it was his birthday party.
Picture with everybody behind him, but the stage is way back there.
Everybody showed out for my birthday. Even Jason's here.
We stayed in the parking lot too long after hours. Chopper came out. Y'all got to go home.
So what was the party originally for? It was just a party?
No, it was my birthday party.
Oh, it was.
And it just got out to different schools all over because it was just in like the in-between area.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know a lot of people too. But it was like one of those, invite everyone. It wasn't a house party, so you never know who's going to show up to those. And it just ended up bigger than we expected. And, yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, when we
Till it
did
got shut
those,
down.
we called them trash can parties because the trash cans were full of jungle juice. Like you would buy kegs and everybody would just mix whatever in the trash can. And yeah, in high school, that was like, how old are you?
33.
Yeah, so same age. So that was the era of like you text everybody at school like, hey, tell everybody the party, and all they're doing all day is just texting their friends like, hey, tell everybody. So it ends up like spreading like wildfire. So yeah, the parties were they would always easily bring
You
about
use
300
trash
people.
cans?
Yeah, for jungle juice.
We
Like,
use the cooler things, like, you know, the Gatorade things.
The old
I guess
igloo.
we're good. A
I know
little
what you're talking
higher
about.
class.
Yeah.
Trash cans.
definitely. Open top trash cans. People doing donuts in their trucks. You'd be dipping the grass out of your drink.
Yeah, so you grew up here. I
Yeah.
take it. Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
makes
we had
sense.
Duck Hunter on that hard screen TV. You had Lizard Hunter.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Iguana Hunter. Same stuff.
The same but different. The same but different.
Yeah.
Where was y'all's go to in high school? Like where that was on your buddy's property? So like,
Yeah.
we had like what we called Highline parties. And so right down the road from my house was like a normal Highline. And so like on the weekends we would go out there and you had to cross a couple of holes. And like if you didn't have a truck that could make it, you couldn't come out there with us.
We had a few of those. Not as much in Winter Garden. I mean, I bounced all over. I was like, I had friend groups in all the surrounding schools. So it really depended on what was hot that weekend.
Yeah.
There's one weekend where we're in mansions and the parents are out of town, and you know I'm opening fridges and like, are you gonna have whatever? Yeah, okay. Making sandwiches, whatever.
My man's leaving.
Yeah.
No, he's leaving with watches.
No, I wasn't doing none of that. But food, you know, I was hungry. Had to sober up.
My boys in underwear drawers just taking deep breaths.
Their dad came home right where he left his Jordans. There's a pair of DCs left.
It's brand new Jordans, y'all. Let's go.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
That's what's crazy. When I would go to a friend's house, and looking back, like we had a good snack drawer. Like when in my house, we had good beef jerky
yeah.
and like the string cheese and like fruit snacks, all kind of stuff. But I go to my buddy's house and I was like, bro, they got the best snacks over here just because it was different. There was something about going to your friend's house and getting in their snack cabinet.
Yeah.
You always felt like you were finding better than you had at your own house.
I don't know about that. My house was called nicknamed Candyland.
Oh, so you had the best.
No, we had the whole aisle. Like it was everything. Back before groceries were an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Dude, we had the whole anything. Ice cream, candy bars, chips, whatever. We had all the snacks. And we were making all types of different, like we were making our own
Concoctions.
stuff. Yep. We were making our own
He's
stuff.
in there with an easy bake oven.
Kolt Gene Chocolate Factory. That's the
Yeah.
house.
It went down back then. There's some stomach aches for sure. There was-
What was your first big memorable ride? Like when you started YouTubing, like did you go to Mud Nationals every year since 2003? Like what was your-
Oh yeah, did you ever hit a Mud Nationals up
That's
here?
a good question, man. Yeah, I did hit him. I was here last year. And we did the
No,
Can-Am
because
ride.
I'm talking about like OG time.
Oh no,
you didn't start
I
riding
didn't
till
make it to
19.
any of the OG ones. No, I pretty much stayed in Florida until I started YouTube.
But the rides down in Florida got wild too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
we have
trucks
some. Yeah, we have some that are shut down now. We can't even have them anymore. They got wild down there.
Just by name.
Yacht
Or
Club.
like the-
Yeah,
oh,
Redneck
yeah, that's
Yacht
right.
Club's one of them. Okeechobee Mud Fest is one I went to when I was a kid. There used to be TCR. There's Plant Bamboo. There's all types of truck events.
So hold on, I'm hearing these names. So the government agencies said you can't have these no more, right? So they started naming them non-mud ride things. Plant bamboo. What'd you say?
Is that true?
Well, I mean, did you
no,
hear the
no,
name
that's
that you
just,
just named?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I never really thought about that one.
If your local government agent, if you called it like rednecks with paychecks, they're like, all right, that sounds like some. But if you said something about bamboo rides, so if the government agency sees a permit come through that, they're like, oh yeah, they're good. That's not one of those.
Yeah. Just slip through the cracks. Well, that one still is. It's one of the ones that's
There
still
you go.
open. So,
See?
yeah.
They got something figured out.
It's easier to get a permit when you call it something like that.
The bamboo hayride.
Those ones would be similar to like y'all's redneck with paychecks, pretty
Big
much.
trucks, a lot of wild.
Just a big field, big party. Yeah, so those will be like that. And then we have some, we only have like a few ATV parks, Hogwaller being like the biggest one.
I've heard of that one.
I for sure recognize that one. For us, like, even way back going to Mud Nationals, I remember in '06 when the Outlander 800s came out, and I remember the first couple of guys that had them there and thinking that is insane. But we had like a Kawasaki Prairie 400 out there. And
Big
then,
beer, bro. I was like, them people was just rich.
But yeah, and so for us, it was going to Mud Nationals every year. I remember like missing school, or even after I started my career to miss work to go out to Mud Nationals. Like, I remember doing those at Mud Creek, and so I've got several that were specific memories to me. Was there ever, and that kind of really is what got us into like hardcore mud run. We'd always grown up doing it on hunting land and our deer lease, like y'all were talking about. Like, it's always cool place, but Mud Nationals those couple of years is really what got us rocking.
I guess I'd say like back when I was a kid, but you know, I say that and it, like, I'm not really into those kind of events. I like the trail ride. You know, I like to go get lost and like find someone broken in the middle of nowhere stranded and be like, hey, what's up? You need some help, buddy? You know, talk a little smack with them and help them out. The parties are cool. It's cool to see all like the big units and hang out and chill. But like for me, like especially nowadays, I'm like, I gotta keep them tires turning and keep going. It's all about like kind of the adventure for me now, I guess. But that's what turned me on to it, I guess, was back, you know, I was whipping my dad's 4Runner when I was 15 years old, you know, getting beads thrown at me, you know, before I had my license. It was the coolest thing ever. So, I mean, I loved the mud, but yeah, I guess once I started going to Hogwaller is when I really was like, oh man, this is like it's only 1,000 acres, but the first time you go there, you're like turned around, especially at night, and you're like, all right, what's going on?
Yeah.
And that to me was like fun, and people falling over in the mud, you're laughing with your buddies, you don't really know where you are, but you know you're in a safe place, you know you're within the boundaries or whatever. You aren't on someone else's property breaking deep beaver dams and getting chased by cops, you know what I mean?
That does happen.
You ain't got to worry about that. So you feel like you're in a safe place, and that's why I really love these parks, you know. I like to venture out too, but these parks just kind of give you that security, and like you know you aren't going to be stranded out there.
Yeah.
So
I know, you know, we've done a whole lot of riding, you two, like going to Moab and Sand Hollow for Trail Hero and going to Glamis for Halloween. And, but there's something about, I don't think people realize, like, they like to stay away from the mud. They don't like getting their rigs dirty. But I think there's something that, like, brings you back to center to go mud riding because of the social aspect of it and like hanging out. It's a little slower ride and like it's a little more heckling and more of a social experience than where like in Glamis we might not talk for 30 minutes to 45 minutes because we're just on a groove and we're just ripping, and you don't radio, you don't talk, you're just chasing. Whereas like when people come back to mud riding, like what we always like doing, like that is our roots, there's a social aspect to it, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. The community, you know, you don't really have to know anyone to walk up to anyone. That's what I love about it. Whereas, like, where I grew up, there's a lot of, like, there's not a lot of people that will just say hey to you in a store, you know.
Florida's
you got to be the one to
snobby.
break the ice, which I'm that guy in the elevator.
I commented on your YouTube videos and you never comment back. Y'all real snobby.
Yeah. Well, I seen your comments. That's why I didn't comment back.
Oh, you chose not to.
Be like, I ain't got time for that one. I'll get my real fans right down.
Oh man. But yeah, I think that's what, you know, brought us together and gave us such a good time, because you and I just kind of crossed paths, no like prerequisite to it, no planning. It's just like,
kind of
you're going to be there,
happened.
I'm going to be there. We kind of got introduced through Can-Am, and it's just it's like me and Quinton, like-minded people going out, being wild, like having fun, not hurting anybody else, but willing to hurt ourselves.
Yep.
Which made, kind of me and you kick it off and start doing some rides together, along with like Oxter Cruisers, that like-minded people, I think, right?
Yeah.
Because you are wild.
Yeah. Maybe, am I?
Yeah, you definitely passed the grass
I don't
line.
know.
You got pending charges right now or something?
No, I'm good. It sounds like y'all are the wild ones at this table, though. I can get wild. I just don't, I like to have fun, and I don't care if anything breaks because, I can fix it,
Dude,
whatever.
that's the big difference in riding with our group and riding with other people is, we are willing to tear stuff up.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it. Even if I break pulling someone else out, I don't care. I'm there to help too. That feels good. And that's how you meet the best people too. That's my favorite thing to do is pull up on someone that needs help.
Yeah.
And it's fun. You get to pull up. Hey, you good? When they obviously aren't. You need some help, and hopefully you have something that you can help them out with. 9 times out of 10, they're waiting on their buddy to get back, but. It's just cool how you can pull up to everyone and, everyone's real chill.
There's got to be a different level of excitement for people now that see you because of your YouTube success and doing that stuff. Like when you pull up to pull somebody out to help, they got to be like, yeah, man, wait, are you? There's got to be a different level of
I get that a lot. Most of the time, everyone's like, it's like I'm just another person. That's how I get treated, and I love it. But I get the excited ones and stuff too. Like, oh man, I can't. My friends ain't gonna believe me. I got pulled out by Kolt Gene. They get excited that I pull them out, or whatever. Or the other way around. I pulled out Kolt. I'm like, yeah, a lot of people have.
The old when they're pulling you and they're taking a selfie.
Oh, dude,
Wow, and you're in the back on your phone like, man.
Dude, and speaking of pulling him, that dude had it so tore up at Mud Nationals.
Same way I brought it to your shop.
Yeah, one-wheel drive. Trying to get out of the woods. My boy was on the gravel road back to the main entrance or the campground, and could not climb just the gravel road hill. And Mal had to hook to him.
Yeah, we put on a smoke show on the way up. It left a mark up that hill. It was a good time. But yeah, and I was like, all right, it's only one tire. Let's pull it now. But yeah, good thing he was there. Y'all left me back there in one-wheel drive.
Oh yeah, that's 100% true.
I was gonna say, he's like,
The
man,
second he was like, all right, let's get out of here because otherwise we're gonna have to pull him up this hill.
Listen, I've rode with him, so I know how that day progresses.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, my front diff's broke, but I'm still just gonna ride with y'all.
Yeah, I'm good to ride.
I'll still be able to follow. I'll just dodge all the big holes. There ain't no dodging holes.
I have to go through them. I'm too wide. I have to hit them all, and I did.
Me too on my Renegade.
Yeah.
I can't go around anything.
You gotta hit them.
Do you normally ride the Defender? Is that like your go-to?
Yeah, right now that's like the only one I have. We brought my dad's four wheeler. I'm gonna ride this weekend with y'all because I want to get rowdy. But most of the time I'm
R.I.P. Dad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
Yeah, it should. I think it's still under warranty. It should be under warranty.
Oh, that's perfect.
You're the one that takes you to the dealership. Like, man, I know the Maxwells.
I don't know what happened.
The Maxwells are wear and tear, but God, I thought it'd hold up better than that.
My dad doesn't ride that hard.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna tell him. Hey, my dad was riding this around the yard.
Yeah,
we had just got it off the trailer. We hadn't got to ride yet, and this thing broke on me.
Mr. Gene, the splines are twisted off here. We don't normally see this. Oh, that's crazy.
Yep.
Well, anyways, holler when y'all get it fixed.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be great. You're on a borrowed rig, so that's
we got a rental.
Oh man, and y'all are going to Muddy Bottom. You ever been there?
No, never been.
Oh,
it looks nice. It looks like the nicest park I've ever gonna be to.
With the heaviest mud.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the holes look pretty nasty too.
What's the setup on Dad's bike?
It's pretty set up. It's got some 32 assassinators on it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
The diff deleters.
Yep, we have some STM clutches. I don't think he doesn't have the transmission in it. Yeah, he's got RJWC exhaust tune.
Oh, he's got it set up.
He's got it. Yeah, set up.
It'll get down.
You know, it's got diff lock.
It's got diff lock. Oh, bro, them assassinators are finna.
It eats. It gets down.
Y'all got any good clay parks in Florida where like the it's like real clay, like real heavy, sticks to the tires, and the tires are 100+ pounds a piece over what the wheel and tire weighs?
We have clay. You kind of got to find it. I know of a local spot around me. Mm-hmm. If you guys ever come down, I can take you guys.
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I preferably ride there, but in muddy bottoms with assassinators is.
Yeah, clay kind of sucks.
I don't know that.
It's fun to an extent.
I don't know that we've ever seen anybody make it out of muddy bottoms with assassinators and a bike still together.
Really?
No.
There's going to be one.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
That's good. We'll put that to the test.
Yeah, I'll take it easy. I'm a good driver.
Oh!
I'll take it easy and look like I'm riding it hard.
Yeah, we're
How
just
about
going to
that?
stay clean, take it easy.
Yep. For the most part.
For sure, axle. I'm thinking maybe the front drive shaft right there. Is it got?
You're coming too, right?
I'm going to Six Flags with my family.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could call him right now.
Family first. Yeah, bring them.
And really piss my mom off.
Yeah, just tell her we're
bring her.
basically going to Six Flags.
Yeah, we're taking the flatbed. We throw some benches back there.
That's true. He's got
Dude,
the...
let's build a trailer. Let's
No.
go back to your shop.
No, let's definitely not do that, but you do. Let's definitely not go build a
After
trailer.
we put the front diff and
Call the
axles
boys.
and 3 axles.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
everything.
what we still got to do after the podcast is fix a Defender.
Did he come with the parts? Or was like, hey, you got front diff and some axles around here?
He asked for axles. He's like, man, don't y'all have a bunch
He
of
went that
axles?
where he's with
Yeah.
y'all shipping warehouse. He was like, oh yeah, one of these has got to be it.
I need some bolts too, some tools.
You're missing bolts.
I forgot a couple bolts. I seen your bolt bend down there on the
Oh,
wall though, so
gosh,
I know we're good.
You know how when you were little and you bring a kid over your house and he goes straight to your toy box and just starts pulling them all out? That's basically what he did at the shop all day today.
Yeah,
He was
had a good
weeding
time.
through parts. He was in the paint booth where
Grabbing
all
monsters.
our race parts are. Took a case of monsters with him or had them in every pocket. Then he was handing them out to other people in the shop. He's like, hey man, you want a peach? You want a peach monster? I brought these for y'all. I said, dog. Definitely did not.
Oh god.
He's in there like a kid in somebody else's toy box, just freaking.
And he's in work mode, full seriousness.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, come on. Like, yeah, you're good. Like, God, I got to get back. I'm going back to my office.
You're out here like, hey, can one of your guys free up one of these lifts and probably
was
work
like,
on this thing while I go to lunch?
That's what he did.
No, I did. That's exactly what I did.
hey, get off of that. Dustin said get on this thing.
Bro,
I was like, can I drive the forklift? He gave me the keys of the forklift, and that's when he went inside. He just took off.
dude, you know my office sits and looks out into the shop. What was giving me the worst anxiety today is he kept walking over. I'm in meetings, door closed. He keeps walking over that window and he's like, hey, waving at me. Until I'm like, what? And he's like, this? Can I take this? Like, and he would go get something else. He had my nitrous bottle at one point. He's like, can I take this? Can I take this?
And all the guys are like, no, I wouldn't take that one. That's the Tropicana. I was like, all I need is a yes.
Yeah.
All I need is a yes.
And then he would go get something else and stick his head back in there. This? Can I take this? I'm like, no, dude.
He's in full serious mode. Like, I can tell. He's like, get out of here. Like,
I can see him in my peripheral just staring at me like a homeless person just staring in my window
Waiting for you to open it.
till I would glance over. As soon as he got a small reaction of me, he's like, yeah, got him.
I'm going to grab stuff at the shop. Oh my
That's a good
god,
time.
that's a good description. That's funny you picked up on that. Yeah, Dustin's very serious when he's at work.
yeah, he's like two different people. That's good though. He gets the job done. You can tell. But I was telling all of his guys that I was taking over for him today, and I was like, do whatever you want.
They do
fun.
anyways.
Yeah.
They do anyways.
Gosh, dang.
He said, y'all free to work on your own stuff if you want. You can go home.
They didn't get no confirmation. They just believed him.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I was like, y'all can help me over here. You got tools.
Oh yeah, which I got on the camera, and there was three dudes of three of our guys over there looking under there with him, and then he just starts easing backwards.
letting them start putting their hands on it.
He's like, man, this is y'all's tools. I don't want to mess nothing up.
Yep.
So y'all,
I didn't want to get them dirty.
y'all can go ahead and do that. Oh man, but I guess speaking of work too, like I only know you as creating YouTube content and being at every ride that I've ever seen. But did you ever have a normal job? Did you come from a normal work?
You look like somebody that's been employed quite often.
Yeah, I'm a hard worker. That's what they say.
Let me see your hands.
I've had all types. Not anymore. I'm an editor now. But you want to film?
Bro, them things are lotion soft.
Yeah. Right? They're nice.
The hands don't match the hair.
No, I was it's pretty crazy. I have this crazy story which I put in a YouTube video when I quit my job. I always had this memory when I was a kid. You know, full circle moments?
Yeah.
This is one of those. I always had this memory of my neighbor asking me what I wanted to be when I grow up. I said, I want to ride four-wheelers. Mm-hmm. And she kind of laughed at me, and I was just like, all right, whatever. And I kind of got a little bit mad. Well, she took me home later that day and asked me in front of my parents. And I'll never forget this. She asked me, and I said the same thing. I want to ride four-wheelers. And she said, you can't do that. Mm. I remember getting angry. Mm-hmm. I was like real mad, but my parents were right there, you know. And
you can tell us what you were thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was mad. I was like, what do you mean I can't ride? That's all I want to do is ride four-wheelers. That's what I'm going to do. And she ended up making my parents ask me, you know, if something else, what would you want to do? And I was like, okay, I'll be a diesel mechanic, like my dad. Mm-hmm. You know, he was a manager in a shop for a trucking company. Fast forward, 19, 20 years later, I ended up getting a job as a diesel mechanic.
Okay.
Not only that, but I worked for my dad. He was still a manager at the same job. He had the same job my whole life.
Yeah.
And I worked there for about 4 years. And since my dad worked there for so long, I knew a lot of the old guys there that were about to retire. So I would ask them, and I'm the type to come in like, happy Monday, happy this, whatever. And I'd see a dude down. I'm like, man, cheer up. You're about to retire. What are you going to do? And he goes, man, I don't know. I just can't wait to get out of here.
Oh.
And it's like, I don't want that life.
Yeah.
I can't have this life. You know what I mean? He just looked beat down. So I took a trip to California. That was wild. And then I realized, I was like, I need to do something else. First thing was get away from that job. I became a trailer mechanic.
On 18.
But, you know, I got paid more, and it was closer to home. It ended up working out, and then it gave me time to end up doing the YouTube. But, you know, I didn't realize this at the time, but I was slowly, you know, like once I kind of like social media on Instagram caught, I took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't realize until I quit my job, like, holy crap, this is like, you know, I became a diesel mechanic, and now I'm riding four-wheelers.
What was her name?
Oh, I can't tell you. It doesn't matter.
No, what was her name? Let's just try to figure it out.
Stacy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds like
There you go, Stacy. There you go, Stacy.
Yeah.
What are you doing now, Colt?
I'm
Riding four-wheelers, baby.
That's right. That's right.
What are you doing, Stacy?
Yeah. No, they had money. They had money back then. But yeah, she probably ain't riding no four-wheelers.
What do you think she's riding?
I'm gonna be nice. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, she didn't know back then. There's no YouTube back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one knew. But I knew I could have raced that Monster Jam because I seen them racing. So, like, really,
You
she
talking
was
about the
lying.
arena thing you went to as a kid?
Yeah, that's why I was like, I want to ride four-wheelers. I didn't want to race. I just want to ride around, which is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I was like, if that's what I have to do, that's what I will do.
Man.
But
When you started down that YouTube road, you know, left working on trailer job and started doing that, was it a slow burn, like to build up to the followers and the views, or was there one that just hit and then from then on they were pretty consistent?
it hit early.
It did.
So I started on Instagram, and everyone wanted me to start a YouTube. I would get the comments, and I was like, once I get to 10K, once they get to 10K. So they were all pushing for me to get to 10K.
Yeah.
So by the time I got there, you know, I had, within the first couple days, I had like 1,000 subscribers already. It wasn't until the third video I went to Hogwaller, that one took off, like over 100,000. I ended up taking it down because it got demonetized, which I can just go in there and edit it, which I probably will.
Yeah.
But it took off, and from there it's just like, you know, COVID happened, and we couldn't ride anywhere. Well, my swamp's a backyard, or my backyard's a swamp, so I threw parties during the quarantine. And those took off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Stacy was still next door?
No, Stacy's long gone.
Okay.
Long gone.
All right.
Stacy was like 25 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, we threw parties, and we had like a little compound then because, you know, I had family living with me. Zach and April were living with me at the time. And so it's like we had like a little colony, and it was like a YouTube home, you know? So that took off quick, and then there's always something going on in the shop. You know how it is when your buddies come over. There's always, you're fixing this, doing that, adding this. Like, what is that custom thing? You know, zip tying this up. So there's a bunch of content at all times. So I was just running with it, dude. And I was working at the same time my first year.
Yep.
I gave myself a year to be able to quit my job.
Yeah.
And I pushed myself hard.
Yeah.
I probably should have stayed working for a little bit longer, but I had to jump out. You know, I had to jump at some point, and I made a bet with one of my coworkers, $50, that I'd quit on January 1st.
Gambled his
So
life financial stability is like $50.
Yeah. So I got that $50. I wasn't losing
How
that
far did
bet.
that take you?
Well, I don't make bets, so like I was like, all right, if I'm gonna shake on this, I have to win it. You know what I mean? And I think that was more of him pushing me secretively, in a way, to like, you know,
Do it.
You know, he was older, so
Yeah.
and so yeah, I didn't want to hear it from him like the next day. Oh, you didn't make it.
Yeah.
So I was going.
Man, you said during COVID you were having like kind of had a compound going on, and a lot of people there with you. And so every time I've crossed paths with you or gone riding or even watching your videos, it seems like you always have some family with you, some of them with you, like a couple of friends. Like that's always been your thing, is to bring everybody along with you on the adventure.
Yeah, I mean, they've been here from the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they've always supported me. Zach's helped me film. April's done everything from merch to like whatever. Don't give me that look. She's married.
I can't
Come on,
understand.
That's like my sister. Don't give me
I think the next shirt needs to be something around Stacy. Don't let Stacy tell you what you can and can't do.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I'm saying? That's the new shirt.
That's a good shirt right there. I don't know if that's her name, but we'll roll with it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is now.
Stacy.
It is now.
Yep.
But yeah, you always bring everybody up around you, you know. Even
you
like,
got to, man.
Even like when you come ride with me, like I have more fun. We level up. Like we get wilder when we get around each other. Man.
Yeah, you got to lift the people up around you, because if the people around you aren't in a good mood, that rubs back on me. So I'm going to make everyone around me in a good mood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or at least try to.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's fun. You get loose a little bit. And especially, like, not a lot of people are comfortable in front of a camera on top of that, too. So I got to make them feel comfortable, you know, talking. Like,
Bring them in.
me, if you were to be like, if we were to sit down right now and be like, all right, you're rolling, you're running this, I'd be like, you know, it's the same with this. You're keeping the convo flowing and everything, you know what I mean? And that's a talent, you know, that's a hard thing to do. So, you know, you got that too.
Yeah.
So, and then you always come with positivity as well. So,
I like being around good people. I like having fun. Is what it's like. What he and I talk about is like, dude, we're going to make this trip one time. Let's have as much freaking fun as we can have. Dude.
For sure.
you know, no need in stressing. Dude, I showed up.
Yeah.
I showed up today with one axle.
Bro,
we had to go mudding. I drove how many hours? 15 hours here, and I pull up with one axle.
One axle and just
We're having fun.
Hoping. That's a different kind of fun. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we run a little different program on our fun stuff, but I get it. I wish sometimes I'd be doing some stress-free stuff like that.
Yeah,
Maybe not on something like this where I'm playing.
it's a little harder to do with kids. I'm sure. I'm single, no kids, and everything, so I can kind of live like that.
Yeah,
still.
Dustin got about 8 or 9 or whatever, so it's a lot of stress. Yeah, he got a lot of stress.
I don't know how you do it, man.
Yeah, if you count employees up there, I got a lot of kids.
Yeah.
That I'm dealing with. But whenever you made the jump, like you quit your job, you went for it. Obviously, to me, that's interesting. I think to a lot of people, it would be interesting of like, man, when you've done it whenever you went into business, but like you made that jump of like going into YouTube. If you were to explain that to somebody, how was...
That's a big jump.
It was, it was a crazy feeling. 2021, January 1st, 2021. And it was a crazy feeling because the whole time, dude, I pushed myself to like too hard to where I was kind of burnt out. where I couldn't really have fluent conversations. And I'd noticed this when I was editing. Like, one of them would say something to me and I wouldn't even hear him because I'm thinking about 20 different things, you know? Like, you get too involved. That was me. So I took a week off when I quit and really, like, took it all in and was like, okay, you're full-time now. Like, you really did this. Okay, you got to, like, hunker down. You got to do something crazy. And that's when my side-by-side came into play. You know, I had more time and, you know, I had to do something that no one else has done. And not only that, I had to make people think that I was legit crazy, right, you know. Right. At the time, the Limiteds were brand new. Like, you know, it was the first year they came out with AC. So, like, just having one of those was, like, nice. And here I am tearing it apart.
So, hold on. You quit your job and then went $30,000 in debt?
No, I went $30,000 in debt.
And then quit.
Yeah, and then I did it the right way. You had to have that last
check stub for the bank. They're like, hey, let me get your check stub. How long you been employed here? He's like, oh, yeah, like 6 years. Like, oh, he's stable.
Yeah.
Hey, Colt, they said you quit. Yeah, I'm going to ride four-wheeler. Stacy said I couldn't.
That's exactly how it went. Yeah, I had to get that before.
Yeah.
But,
yes.
It's paid off now.
Come on.
Yep. It's mine as of last week. Yep.
But what's it worth now?
Probably like $250,000, but I wouldn't sell it for anything less than half.
My boy said, I know what I got.
Yeah,
no low ballers.
Yeah. I got to make it unbuyable. I don't want someone to be like, all right. And I'm like, dang it. All right.
Have you seen that thing?
No.
I would definitely say it's unbuyable.
It might be stolen.
Yeah, definitely could be, or repainted. The guy across the street.
You have cameras too, right?
Yeah, because they know there's a story to the street cred around here. They don't mess with two properties on this block.
Well, this whole section of the city, they don't mess with. 220 Arrow Drive. They don't mess with Barton Drive.
That's good. So I'm in a safe place.
That term blowing somebody out of their Jordans didn't come from city takeovers. I will tell you the story after this podcast on where that actually.
I got to hear that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but needless to say, your stuff is safe with us.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that around here.
Right.
So you quit the job. Did you give him 2 weeks notice? How did the quit thing go?
Yeah.
and then you were obviously were you?
I gave him like a 4 week. I was like, yo, just by the way, on the first, I ain't coming. You know, like after the first.
Did they?
And I was saying that the whole year. I was telling everyone on the first, I'm going full time. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah.
Okay, so they.
They're like, you're there? I'm like, not yet, but I will be. Yeah, and you know, I was telling everyone to where all the drivers, you know, they knew I was gaining subscribers too. So
did you build a story with your followers out of like, hey, I'm about to quit my job now and go full time? Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I gotta go watch this.
It was a whole like, didn't cut my hair until I couldn't cut my hair until I quit my job. I gave myself like motivation as well as you know, I had to save time. Like I threw my TV out. Because, you know, I was like, I don't need this anymore. And I stopped watching YouTube. Every little thing, I stopped cutting my hair. The big thing was like COVID, but like
was that when you made the news about dropping your dog off?
Dropping the dog.
You got rid of a dog, didn't you too? You were like, yeah, I can't feed you anymore either. That wasn't you?
I don't know when to take you seriously. And like,
no, yeah, there was like a Florida man that was going to ride four-wheelers, something about, and drop his dog off, said he couldn't take care of it no more. Was that when you?
No, that wasn't me. No, I still have my dogs. My dogs are still there.
All right, I didn't know. I didn't know how much you got rid of. That was a distraction. Do you have a girlfriend at the time?
No.
Just her before she was married?
No.
Married a baby.
Oh, God.
Y'all are married.
Yeah.
Oh, she got a ring.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, see, I'm just spitballing here, but got you. So you documented quitting work. You let them know they had knew what was going on. Didn't take you serious, and then all of a sudden,
there's people that took me serious. A lot of people like believed in me. Even growing up. I mean, people had told me I was gonna be famous to the point, you know. And in the beginning, I'm like, yeah, whatever. It got to the point where I was like, I know, because so many people have told me. So I was like, I know, like, and I mean, I kind of already knew all this was coming, but I didn't know it was going to come like this. I pictured like music on a stage and, or comedy. And then I didn't know it was going to be something I love to do, like four-wheeler riding. Something so easy.
Hold on, my man.
Legit.
You were saying I'm definitely going to be famous and had no idea. You thought I might be a singer. I might be a comic. I might be a four-wheeler rider.
An entertainer. I just want to entertain.
You were
know what I mean?
destined for greatness.
Yeah.
Got it.
I believe so. Yeah.
No,
And you believe that in your heart.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that story of like you, after you had heard it enough, you were like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be famous one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember you walking.
Yeah,
me through
it was overwhelmingly amount of people. Like, I mean, there's people I know to this day that will tell you, and that have later come out in my DMs and be like, you did it. It's crazy,
How
dude.
many followers you got on Instagram and YouTube? How many subscribers and followers now? Like, what's it?
YouTube's like 77,000 subscribers.
That's a lot.
And that was like my lower. I'm growing on Facebook, like 120 or something like that. And everything's about that. 175 on TikTok. And I'm kind of sporadic on where I post. I kind of go all over.
People don't understand. You don't
lot.
have a full-time camera guy, right?
No, Zach.
Oh,
I
dude,
have my
that's
help.
crazy.
Zach helps me. I edit it. Like everything. I do everything myself with help. But as far as editing goes, I like edit and most of the filming, like me talking to the camera, or unless I have someone around. When we rode, Josh sent us footage, which helps. Just every little angle. So I've had just people help, overwhelmingly amount of people that help, and that's why I like to bring them with me, and hopefully be able to hire them one day. I know it's bound to happen.
Of course.
I probably got to make more, so like health insurance and stuff, all that. You guys have kids and stuff, so
It's coming one day, right? But I think it's a good sign that like the people around you will throw in and help you that way and do those things. Like that's a reflection to me of your character, and that the way you treat people and how people care about you is a reflection of you.
Yeah.
If those guys are willing to throw in and help and be a part of this, and they're happy for you, it's a reflection of you as a person.
Yeah.
And the people that you choose to be around.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, it's no different than with Josh and Quinton and probably Colin. I don't know, maybe Colin. I could just.
We talked earlier. It's not
No, okay,
much on that
so
same
then
page. He's happy to be here.
Let's stick with Josh and Quinton. But like I
won't put it on record, bro.
I could call them for in the middle of the night for anything. Like if I genuinely needed a favor that wasn't just a crazy idea that I was coming up with, those dudes would be there.
Same. And vice versa.
And vice versa, right? I feel like, and I hope they know, I would always do that same for them. And so if I call, when I call, if I say I need something, there's not a hesitation,
Yeah.
And I think that's I always try to reciprocate that, but I think for you, that's a good reflection of you too. I have no doubt you would do that for everybody around you.
Absolutely.
Every time we're together, you try to promote me on your channel, and vice versa. I want any of my followers to go after you.
You even apologized. You reached out and was like, "Hey, my bad, man. I didn't tag you in that." And I was like, "Bro, don't ever apologize for anything. Like, I don't get like that. You know what I mean? I don't care. That's not what I'm here for. It helps here and there, but it's not like, oh, why didn't he tag me? I can't stand people like that, get sensitive about that kind of thing, because, maybe that title isn't going to get as many views, with my name in it or this and that. Like, do yours to where you think it's going to get the most for you, and whatever else flutters on me, cool. Like if I'm in the video or if I'm in the picture or if I'm in this, like cool, that helps too. But get the most for your channel, because the more views you get on your channel, the more I'm gonna see in there or on this or on that picture. And dude, I get it. I'm tagging all types of people, and I couldn't tell you how many times I forgot someone.
Yeah.
So, like,
it's nothing to stress about.
But yeah, it ain't nothing like that. So it's all in good fun, and then we can reap the benefits as they come.
I think that's tough to find, and is less and less. I feel like people think there's a limited number of people that are interested in entertainment or doing things, and they feel like they need to keep it to themselves, and like they can't necessarily include you to where
there's
I
enough.
don't believe that.
There's enough to go around, and everything in this world. You know what I mean? There's like everyone can eat, and it's better when everyone eats. You know what I mean? It's better with an even playing field. Everyone's happy than having this one group over here that's just like, you know, like.
Well, it ain't no fun without your friends, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
like
it's they call it famine and feast mentality.
Yeah.
yeah, I've never heard of that.
No, yeah, you got
some
feast
sayings, I
mentality.
don't know.
Everybody's eating at the table, right?
Yeah, oh, true.
Yeah, we're not as trashy as you thought. You know what I'm saying? We're educated up here.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Just because he's got a neck tattoo doesn't.
Y'all have some fancy offices and podcast rooms and everything, but I can tell where y'all come from. I seen these concrete roads. They're rough.
Yeah, they are. But instead of taking a $30,000 loan for a limited, we just spend all of our money on the podcast room.
Yep.
And some of just the most random stuff.
Yeah,
It's a nice table, man.
It's not paying taxes right here, baby.
Edit that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has got its own story right here.
This
Maybe
is a
we'll
nice studio.
we probably need to like start burning stuff into this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Or start collecting
Sign it,
stuff.
let
You
people sign
should
it.
you should have brought something. Yeah, either lets people sign
Or
it,
do
you should have
something
brought
in the
some.
room. I
Let's
wouldn't
start
say
letting everybody
it's-
sign it. I don't care
What,
about this
you
thing.
wanna- this
That'd
is
be
a
cool.
nice table. You want to sign this table? I would do something.
This is my Defender. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about this thing.
I'm not letting people sign my Defender.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If we hold a wrestling match in here, this is one of the tables somebody's going through.
Yeah, somebody-
I'll sign it.
All right, yeah, you want to let him? We'll let him be the first one.
sure.
yeah, that'd be cool. We'll body slam Zach on this thing today, dude.
Yeah.
This is all
do it.
rebuildable. It's like
Oh,
your
Zach? No, I need him.
It's like your Defender. We'll fix this thing again. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, we'll run some screws and thing, put it back
Let's
together.
try that trailer though.
You will or won't?
On
What
Louisiana roads, we got a highway here.
What trailer?
We got a-
The spinning one?
Yeah,
Oh, dude, you're insane.
I think that's a good idea.
He will too. Like he's not kidding.
I will.
He's I don't know. I think he has like a death wish or something. He just gets in anything. Like, no, you shouldn't ride with him. Nah, he's good.
You know what? Maybe he trusts you.
Yeah.
No, not like yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
he doesn't
trusts
have a
me.
death wish. Maybe he trusts you, and you're putting in some bad situations.
No, I keep him safe, right, Zach?
Oh yeah.
I've never put you in a
I
sketchy.
trust myself too.
You do.
Yeah, he's like a monkey. He climbs
climb towers.
He climbs towers
See,
and
that's-
everything.
I guess maybe that's the difference in y'all and my friends is I don't trust them because I know they're going to put me in a bad situation. I'm just willing to do it. You know what I
no.
mean? I'm like, I know
Not
this
me.
ain't going to be good. You get a call at any time, and it's like, hey, what are you doing right now? And when they put that right now on the end, it's one thing if Quinn calls on a Saturday morning, he's like, hey, dude, what you doing? Dude, I'm chilling, playing on my phone. But if he says, what are you doing right now?
It's like something's about to go down.
I mean,
It's an unknown disclosed time frame.
activity.
yeah,
know.
yeah, that's one of those things. It's like when an employee sends you a message, he's like, hey, man, do you got a minute to talk?
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, I know where this goes. Whenever one of my
I
buddies.
need a raise.
Yeah. Oh, God. Whenever one of my buddies says, what are you doing right now? That's basically when you're like, whose vehicle are we taking? You know, that famous little meme that goes back and forth. And he's like,
Yeah.
you ain't got to tell me whose car are we taking.
Yep.
That's what that situation is. So you're lucky that you trust your friend.
Yeah.
I can't trust mine. They're going to get me in bad situations. It's just I'm willing to go with them.
So the Defender got it, and it's held up. When you get that? So you've had that thing that long?
Since 2020, right?
How many miles are on this thing?
August of 2020.
I bet not many.
Not many. I've been building it. It's like
Sounds like my projects. I've been building it.
I think it's like 2,800.
Oh, yeah,
Something
that's
like
quite
That's
a
a
lot.
lot of mud miles.
Yeah, that's quite a few for mud miles for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, when it floods, are you down in Florida where it floods when the storms hit, like regularly or at least once a year or nothing?
No, I mean it kind of floods. No, I'm not in a flood. I'm in the center of the state, so I'm pretty much safe for hurricanes. We'll get some trees down and stuff, and we'll
Okay.
have
So you don't
a
get to
little
do
bit
no
of
deep-
water.
deep
Nothing
city
like-
water riding?
No, we have to ride down there to go. Like when it gets bad, we'll take
You
our
go?
buggies down there. Yeah.
Oh, bro, we got to go do that with
Yeah.
I mean, we would, except Colt never even invites us or anything.
Well, I mean, next time we have a bad, horrible hurricane, I'll invite you down. Be like, hey.
I don't know that he really does hood rat things like us. Like my first thought is when the city floods, let's drive through it.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. Like I love hurricanes to like I buy fuel not for the generator, for like my side-by-sides or Jeeps, and like, yeah, we're going out. Like,
Necessities.
and when it doesn't tear stuff up, I'm kind of like bummed. It's bad. It's like, oh man, the neighbors don't need help. No tree fell on anyone. Like,
The news release is like, hey, everybody don't freak out and go to the gas station. Only necessities. Colt's got a trailer full of four-wheelers and side-by-sides.
For real. For real. You get some dirty looks, but it's like, dude, like when y'all need help, you're going to be wanting to see this.
Or I'm just going to be bobbing around in your house, you know what I'm saying? Water wheeling in your living room.
Yep. In your backyard.
Sometimes you got to pull through the front door to check for people.
Yeah.
When we went down to Houston, Mr. Mal bought that boat when Houston
Man, I could
flooded
have
so
made
bad.
that. I wish I could have made
That was
that.
a crazy, crazy trip.
Yeah,
But,
Houston got it bad that year.
Yeah, I
know what
think
you're
maybe
talking
like
about.
15 or 16 or something like that. Do you remember when it was, Josh?
No, it was.
It was around there. It was like 15,
Yeah,
right?
it was about that
2015.
time.
I was living in Kentucky, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we went down there to help. Mr. Mal went and bought that big boat that we always use for boat fishing, and we went down there to just pick people up and help people. And my man was, I don't know if he was doing it because he thought it was fun or because, my man would just ram people's front doors down and be like, Dustin, go up there and yell. Go up there and yell and see if anybody's in there. I was like, Mr. Mal, there's definitely not anybody here. They would be on the porch. It's barely up to the door, and you just ran the boat to the front of their house.
He was just
And
having fun.
if you could see a roof of a car, my man's taking the prop over the hood.
I mean, they're done for anyways. They're totaled already. Might as well.
You catch a roof bob and he's going over the hood or over the trunk. We didn't know which it was, but he's hitting the trunk of the hood, and he's
Oh, that
just.
sounds like a good time.
My man was doing that, but. Let's do a couple questions. I want to ask you a couple questions.
All right.
We're gonna give this a try. We may have to cut this out. We've never done this before,
man.
but I've had some notes on this that we should try this. And so we're gonna give you some questions. We've all answered this. We've all done this ourselves.
Okay.
But it's like some, where do you stand? And we want to know what your answer is. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be real political questions. I'm just kidding. So, if you were to go back in time to any place at any time, where would you go in time?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. I guess it'd have to be a time that I didn't live.
Mm-hmm, of course. Like, I'm not talking about like 2008 Mud Nationals. I'm talking about if you had to go. In all of human history, if you were going back, where are you going?
I don't know. I want to know what's up with them pyramids.
My answer.
Bro, I
answer.
gotta know what's up. Like, I gotta know what's up with them.
And
know.
if you could bring one thing, what would you bring?
Oh, shoot. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I'd have to. I'd have to bring the Defender.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that'd be kind of stupid because they probably don't have fuel, so I got one tank. But yeah, I'd still bring it. It'd
You
be
would
cool.
just take the Defender.
Yeah.
Maybe just
I'd
leave
live it up. Yeah.
Leave it when you came back so they found that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And really, what one friend you could bring? Only one.
All right.
Yeah, who you
Bring Zach to film it.
All right. I can appreciate that.
Yep.
Just to document that.
Yep.
Okay. So, if you had 1 minute, would you spend it? If you had a choice, would you spend 1 minute with your past self or your future self? If you had 1 minute to spend with yourself, would it be your past self or your future self?
That's a hard question because, and I'll tell you why. I'm one of those people that like everything happens for a reason, so I don't regret anything. Like if I had to learn the hard way on something, that was for a reason.
You don't want a heads up. You want to learn it.
Yeah. So it would be hard to go to the future, and it'd be hard to go to the past too. I guess it depends on when you'd say it, but to keep from dragging this question out, I would say the past.
Right before this
Let's
question.
go to the past. I'd go and party with my past self. How
You
about
would?
that? Yeah.
Literally, you would spend 1 minute.
Completely useless.
Yeah.
You would
Just
spend
like-
1 minute partying with your past self.
Yeah. And maybe I'll go back to the little kid and be like, bro,
Don't
do it,
trust
dude.
Stacy.
Yeah,
Oh, bro, you're going back to Stacy and in for two of these.
You got to, right?
Yeah,
Freaking
Stacey,
mom,
we're
this
going to
lady
see
don't know
Stacey. Yeah, we're going to see Stacy.
Because that's one of your only childhood conversations. It would have to be like, you got to go back to that time with Stacy and be like, hey, dog, don't listen to her.
Yeah.
You can freaking do this.
Yeah, I don't think I'd need to hear that. It would just go back to see Stacy and be like, guess what?
You be going to little Colt before kindergarten. Don't go to school. It's going to be okay.
It all works out. It all works out.
Keep doing what you're doing, bud.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. All right, here comes a couple of tough ones.
Oh, man. All right,
Would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to die?
Oh, man, that's another hard one, too.
When you're going to die or how you're going to die?
Ooh. If I pick how, I'm going to be paranoid of whatever that is. So I'd say when.
What if they told you a win? Okay, not how.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
when.
I'm with you.
I'd go
I'd
with
use
when.
the same reasoning as if I knew how, I would be like, I got to stay away from that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But if I just knew, like, this is the date, I'm freaking
Yeah, we're good,
blowing
dude.
it out till we get
Yeah,
there,
we
right?
got till whenever. We're good.
We're good.
What day is it? It don't matter.
All right. So, another one. If you had to commit one crime, and when you committed this crime, nobody moving forward could ever do it again, what crime would you commit?
Like, wouldn't it be possible to do ever again?
Nobody would ever be able to commit it again.
Oh, man. Dang. I almost answered
I already
too
know
quick.
what's going through your head. We've gone through this.
Talk about this.
Hold on.
Right?
There's so many options. All right, I'm going to just go with the first one.
Okay.
I'd kill someone.
You would commit
Yep.
murder so
Yep.
that nobody ever got killed
Yep.
again. Of all,
Yeah.
I already know.
I'd take that sin.
of all the things that you could do to help other people,
Oh, I could have stole.
that maybe some couldn't help
Could have
themselves.
stole. It had to be
Stole?
Have you never stolen anything in your life?
from Big Pharma or something. I'd do it from someone bad. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Yeah.
all the things you would just steal something and hope nobody ever steals again.
You would.
What do you mean? You said they couldn't do it ever again.
I know. And just you would just steal something and then nobody could
Yeah,
ever steal
these
it.
are stupid. I hate these.
Okay.
But you could get rid of
Dude, I'd be-
Stacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I could, but
She'd be
I
the
mean,
one you'd take
without
her-
her, I wouldn't have had the motivation to ride four wheelers. Maybe.
right. You're
So you know, that's one of those things you gotta kind of salute Stacy in a way.
Yeah, she almost killed your dreams.
Yeah,
She did. Maybe you need to call her and thank her after this.
yeah. If I had her number, I would.
With a shirt. With a Stacy shirt.
Yeah, send a
you go.
Swamp Ranch shirt. No way.
All right, if you had to take a bath in one food, what food would you take a bath in?
Man, SpaghettiOs.
I said spaghetti. Really? I said spaghetti for
Why
sure.
are our answers like
For
the
sure.
same?
What was yours?
What would
yours?
yours be?
One food. Oh, it'd be cold banana pudding.
That sounds nice.
I'm not trying to be dyed red. You know how spaghetti
Yeah, that's
stains
a
ceramic
bad idea.
bowls. Spaghetti stains ceramic bowls. Y'all are red for life.
Dang, you
Imagine
got us
Colt
there.
looking
You
like
got
an
us there.
Indian.
You got us there. You got us there.
All right. So last one. Would you rather only be able to buy used underwear or used toothbrushes for the rest of your life?
Oh man, what is? Where are these questions going? Where are these-
That's an easy answer.
Of course.
Toothbrush. It'd have to be right.
You would.
You ain't gotta wear underwear. You can buy it and never wear it.
You said, what was the
It
question?
could be shop towels.
You could only.
You could, for the rest of your life, you could only buy used underwear or used toothbrushes.
Oh yeah, I guess you don't have to wear underwear, dude.
My man's about to be over here.
Dude, I'm thinking, you know, that's like someone's underwear, bro. Like,
You would take a meth mouth and just get to scrubbing in
dude,
there.
there's ways you can clean it. It's a bristle as cotton. You can clean.
You don't get to
bleach
clean it. You don't get
No,
to clean
we're
it.
not-
What do you
talking
mean you don't get to clean it? You
Yeah,
can't
what-
clean the underwear?
Listen, that's part of the questions. It's got to
Oh,
be
man.
used underwear.
Who wrote these questions? You did, didn't
Yes,
you?
of course I did.
All right, next question.
That's it. That's the last one that I had.
You ended with that?
Yeah, dude, you really
Oh, my God.
ruined this whole segment for us.
We're talking about the toothbrush where the bristles are split down the middle. They're laid over. Where you feel plastic hitting your teeth.
Oh, man.
Oh man. All right, so we're going riding this weekend, but besides that, what's up next for you? Like, where are you going?
Dude, I took the next month off, hopefully. I have some other deals maybe going through, but I'm building something. I've been
are.
wanting to build something for. I have this motor and drivetrain, and I've finally found someone to partner up on it with. So I got to get my hands on this.
Can we give
us a hint,
Yeah,
right?
can we try to guess?
It's an Outlander 850.
Oh well.
Well, that wasn't no fun.
But it's
All right.
not going to be a four wheeler.
Oh, Outlander 50.
Oh, you're starting with an Outlander.
Starting with the Outlander, and the motor's already out.
Okay.
And I'm building like a bug. I don't know exactly what I want to do yet.
My boy's not good at keeping secrets,
But-
is he, Zach?
No,
Well, hey,
no,
tell
I'm
us.
really
I
bad
want- I want
at.
it.
Well, I've kind of already told my fans, so I might as well say it here.
Hey, don't you have a spare Outlander 850?
But it didn't get that
Got a lot
many
of spare
views.
stuff.
All right, so tell us what you're going to build, and then we'll
Oh yeah,
We'll build one faster.
Do we do a build-off?
Yeah. No, let me use your shop. I can come here.
Do you know how to running the equipment at the shop?
No, but you have guys that
You got a month off.
yeah, and they
God.
like me.
You should let him build this at your
I have
shop.
a month off.
Why would you say that?
Oh, just it would be a cool video just to be able to, hey man, we cut this out for me. Just see how well he's even at directing them.
Yeah, you
on
have all
machines he
the
doesn't know how to
material
use.
there and everything
Oh,
already.
free material too.
You have shocks. I need some shocks for it as well.
Okay.
I'm sure you have some takeoffs over there.
I know
Yeah,
some
if you'll
people
just
that do
email
that.
Dustin a list,
No,
we'll
don't.
get right
Yeah,
on that.
definitely
I'll
do
send
not.
them you a list.
Definitely do
I was
not.
thinking about portals too. Now that you're
Unlimited
involved with
budget.
this.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
I'm really excited about this collab.
matter of
Well,
fact,
it's official.
you don't have to tell me anything about whatever you're building now. I don't want to
Okay.
know. Don't email me.
I won't.
Don't.
No,
text
he's
me.
basically
We'll-
giving you free
we'll
reign.
have it. Yeah,
He's saying
yeah,
he's
we
got
can
to be in
just-
his office. Don't come to the window,
Yeah.
the Sonic window.
I've already met the guys.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh my god.
it's
Okay.
happening.
So that's next for you. Is you're fixing to jump on a month-long build, and
Yeah.
You're going to have it done in a month with an Outlander 850. What is it now? You told your fans, so tell us.
Oh, it's an Outlander 850. I don't know exactly what I want to do. Maybe write in the comments down below what y'all think we should do. It's definitely going to be a one-seater, like
Okay.
a little side-by-side or whatever with a four-wheeler
well,
motor.
it wouldn't necessarily be a side-by-side, but you said
But
one-seater. That'd be side.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it though. What do I call it? Side.
He's kind of being
One-
he's kind of
one by
being
one?
Stacy right now, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's breaking my dreams. So I kind of want to build it low and fast, but I kind of want to do it with portals too, to where it's like it has the option to be low. Like I might do 4-inch portals with 15%, 30%. I'm thinking 15%.
You wouldn't be able to rip. It's lightweight.
Yeah,
and good power.
rip, and then maybe throw some mud tires on there if I want to play around a little bit. But yeah, I want to be able to rip. So I'm thinking 4-inch portals, 15%,
Yeah.
some clutches,
35s.
exhaust,
35s.
little one-seater ripper.
Oh yeah.
Get some good suspension over it, climb some stuff. Maybe take it to some of these bounty races or whatever. See how it does. I don't know.
Good.
Have some fun.
So you're building a single seat 850 with good suspension that can still go fast.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a Can-Am Florida Swamp Boogie.
Yeah.
Like one of those
like
rice racer.
But
Yes.
I can also like throw some, all trains on it or whatever. Take it up into the mountains. Take it to Moab, wherever.
a Florida moon buggy.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
A little all-around,
like
all-purpose buggy.
What's the first ride for that? Where are we going first?
Dude, you're getting way too far ahead.
No,
of
we're
me.
setting a date like you did at
Yeah.
work. Like
No,
you can't cut your
man.
hair.
Yeah.
You can't wash your underwear. You can't buy a new toothbrush.
You got to get this thing done. Where are we riding it first? Is it a New Year's ride?
We'll ride it somewhere around here. That way I can bring it over to your shop if it's not finished. Like
definitely,
I did.
definitely don't do that. Definitely don't.
It's
do
like
that.
my go-to now.
Hey, Dustin, I'm headed up. He's
Anytime.
like, Colt, the bride's a month away. Yeah, I know. We got a lot of work to do.
Hey, can you put me up in a hotel? You got points?
No, Dustin's got a spare room. He's got a spare
there
room.
we
It's a
go.
project room.
Oh, even better. Can I get a key?
It's under the bulldog.
Bro, why would you tell him that? Why would you tell him that? Now I got to hide my house key. Now I
Oh,
got
I'm in there.
Shop code
I'm in there.
is
now I got to move the spare key. Gosh, dang it.
Yep.
All right, well, it sounds like New Year's. We're going on a ride. And you're going to have your new buggy.
Oh, shoot. All right.
moon buggy.
Yep. We're going to have that done by then. Yep.
Let's
Where
say-
are we going on a ride?
Let's aim for that.
We'll figure that out on the next one.
We got to
maybe.
blow it out. If it's New Year's, we got to blow it out.
Somewhere big.
Somewhere fun that maybe we hadn't already.
I know of a
before.
couple places. You know of a couple places?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll,
ride.
Oh, yeah.
we can't decide on air yet.
Definitely not. Maybe we
We gotta
should.
talk
Maybe we
about
should
it.
ask people where we should go for New
Yeah,
Year's.
maybe I never asked them where y'all want to go anywhere. They don't know it. They just kind of.
Colin?
Oh, y'all.
They're happy to
y'all
be
have
here.
input?
Where do you want to
What
go
about
ride
y'all?
for New Year's?
Only place I know is Barnwell.
No. What'd he say?
Barnwell Mountain, which is like a little rock crawling park, like an hour from here.
Oh no.
Barnwell Mountain in Texas. Are there any mountains in Texas?
I don't know. No. Yeah, it's pretty flat. You're
Yeah,
right.
Barnwell
Yeah, you got
Mountain.
to go a little more north.
Let's do that. Let's figure that out. Where are we going to go for New Year's and you're going to have your new rig? That's 4 months, dog. If you can't
Dang,
build something in
man.
4 months,
Pressure's on you.
How far is Moab from y'all?
not too far to drive.
Do they have like a?
We're going to
fun
Moab in
New Year's
October.
thing?
Oh,
It would be wild for you to see
Oh,
because if
dude.
you've never been there,
I've
it's
been.
like the you have
Yeah, I love
okay.
Moab. That's why
we're going there in October for trail
it is a
drive.
far drive for me.
Yeah, so
but
if you subtract the distance between Florida and here, and that's your drive from here to there.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah,
That's how it works.
yeah. So just a little bit further. How far is it from here?
18 hours?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is really far from me.
We do that in a day. We leave early enough. We'll make
Everything's far from Florida. You're in the corner.
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're literally.
We're in the corner and then we're below it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro, yeah. If you do that,
We're below the corner.
like the armpit of Florida.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Below the armpit. So like the chode of Florida.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The taint of Florida.
Yeah.
the 850 crawler.
Is that what it is? The taint of Florida? Yeah.
you
He
gotta-
sits me down. He's like, "Yeah, this is a family-friendly podcast."
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
taint.
Those
Hey,
are like,
kids.
those are PG. Those are in
okay,
Disney
you're right.
movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are in Disney movies.
They
We're
hear
good.
it at mud events. That's how I, when I
See
slip
it
up
too.
in line. Yeah, they see it too. Yeah.
What events?
Yeah.
So all right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a New Year's ride. If people want to go follow you on Instagram, watch your YouTube and stuff, where they going to do that?
Kolt Gene, Kolt. Yep, Gene. I had
Bro.
to think for a second. I was like, wait.
You pause for a long
I
time.
thought I skipped the L.
Okay.
I didn't hear the L.
And it's Kolt Gene on everything.
Kolt Gene on everything.
Instagram, YouTube,
Yep.
all that.
All that.
When's your next YouTube video coming out?
Tuesday, I think.
You've been filming since you got here, and we're filming this weekend, right?
Yep. I have one. I have a hog waller one coming out next week, which would be like Tuesday or Wednesday,
Yep.
and then the following week will be this.
Is that what-
me taking over your shop pretty much while you worked?
Is that what you kind of target, like a release of every Tuesday, Wednesday, or weekly, or every couple of weeks?
I'm really sporadic, but I'm trying to get on a weekly basis again and getting them flowing. It's hard, especially when I'm building stuff like September. They might slow down. I might skip a couple weeks, but it's worth it because I'm building something. It's hard to like stop building to
Oh,
edit.
it adds twice, 2-3 times. Right to
Dude.
the because I watch those videos. I have a severe appreciation for the people that set up the camera and have the best videos when they're doing a how-to and they're building something. Bro, that's 2 or 3 people's job. Work
Yeah.
2 or 3 at a time. So you wake up and treat it like a full-time job, right? Or
Yeah,
you're like a bad employee of your own company, like you're
No,
10
I'm
a.m.
going nonstop pretty
Okay,
much,
okay.
and like if I'm in, I'm resting so I
Okay.
can get back out and work. And
Alright.
like, let's put it this way: I hate it when I'm sick because all I want to I get depressed because I'm not moving, I'm not working. I gotta stay moving. I gotta even if it's the smallest little thing to where I can trick myself into where like you did something today, like it could be the smallest task, but I have to do something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have too much energy. I have
Yep.
to
We can't sit
go,
at the
and I have
house
too
either.
much drive. Like,
Same.
like I'm chasing stuff right now that I'll get in 5 years. You know what I mean? And then in 5 years, I'll be chasing 5 years ahead of that. So it's like all the stuff that's coming right now is like all the stuff I've already dreamed of, like releasing the Outlander 1000. Like I told you about that story. Like that's real. Like I didn't know I was like it was actually gonna happen like that. I was motivated for it, but it ended up coming true and even better because it was at my house with Oster Cruiser. It's just like I don't know. Everything's just falling into place now, and I'm starting to see all this hard work start to pay off finally. So it's like it's a blessing for sure.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
You're
Heck
very,
yeah.
you're very deserving, I think. I've been around you a lot. I've seen what your
Appreciate
work ethic is, what your enthusiasm is, and I think it's well deserved.
Appreciate it, man.
And so everybody go follow Kolt Gene if you want to see some wild, fun YouTube stuff, fun Instagram. I'm a big fan, and I have been for a long time. And it's always nice to hang out with people that you feel like you have common interest with. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
glad we've crossed paths and we're doing more things together.
Me too, man. Happy to be here.
And so if you want to watch any more of the Checkers and Records, we got them on, where all we have them? Apple, Pod. Where do you put them, Colin?
Are we on Spotify?
Spotify? We are on Spotify.
We're on Spotify. What's up, Spotify?
We're just on
Need that
all,
deal.
What's up,
all the
Spotify?
listening platforms.
Apple, yeah.
YouTube, if you want to watch the video, if you want to see Colt.
YouTube listeners.
And
LimeWire.
yeah, wait, do we use Lime?
Do we have LimeWire? Dang.
It just Google it, you'll be able to find us. So, Colt, thank you for coming in, buddy.
Thanks for having me,
Of
man.
course.